All right, let's talk a little baseball, America's pastime. Mad Dog, tell me this. Who's having the more impressive season? Is it Judge or Ohtani?
I'm going to do Judge. First off, he's not just a DH. He's playing in the outfield and he's playing center field. That's the first thing. Second thing, I'm not going to make a big deal myself on all the stolen bases. I think if Willie Mays thought it was a big deal to steal 100 bases and hit 50 homers, he would have done it too. I know Ohtani's had a great year. 50 homers speaks for itself. He's, again, the 50 stolen bases. He doesn't have 50 yet, but he will have 50, which would become the first 50-50 man. And remember, he is hitting 292. But Judge is hitting in the what is he hitting, 340? No, not 333 for Judge in that area somewhere. 51 home runs. And by the way, he is not the American League home run king. He is Major League's home run king. The idea that you see in some people's reports that Judge has got the American League record for 62 home runs, no, he doesn't. Every baseball fan in the world knows that he is the single-season home run king because McGwire, Sosa, Bonds did it artificially. And everybody who follows baseball doesn't take those steroids home run totals as significantly as they do Judge. So Judge broke Maris. He's the guy that's got the record, not Bonds, not Sosa, and not McGwire, who did it first with the 70. But I think overall, center field, the Yankees, he doesn't have, Betts and Freeman hitting around him. He's got Austin Wells hitting cleanup before Stanton came back off his injury. So as a result, not as many pitches to hit. I think he's had the best year, so I'll go Judge.
Well, listen, he's a Yankee, so I'm down for it. I'm not going to poo-poo that completely, but I will say this. Number one, a couple of things. Number one, you're going to mention home run, all-time home run king and stuff like that. I know you was mentioning the single season, but I'm just saying let's not mention Barry Bonds. Let's mention Hank Aaron. But Barry Bonds, I don't care what you say. You know how I feel about Barry Bonds, because if Mark McGwire, those damn excerpts from Game of Shadows didn't highlight how Mark McGwire and then was getting all this credit, and Barry Bonds was like, I'm a 30 for 30 dude. I'm doing what I'm doing, and y'all giving these cats all the credit in the world, and they can't shine my shoes. Oh, so that's what we doing? We can sit up there and use some steroids. We could do whatever. We could juice up or whatever, and y'all gonna just ignore that with them? Well, then the hell with it then, because I'm an all-world player, and y'all just ignoring that when he was with the Pirates and when he first arrived in San Francisco. But we want to ignore that. Fine, fair enough. You go ahead and do it. I'm going to look at this to address this particular subject right now, and I'm going to say Shohei Ohtani, on the verge of being a 50-50 guy, already a 40-40 guy, did it in 126 games, quicker than anybody has done that in Major League Baseball history, from my understanding. I can't ignore that. Can't pitch this year. I understand that. But this brother, when he came into Major League Baseball, we knew he could hit. But really, he was here for the pitching. And then sure enough, he coming into Major League Baseball parks and smacking it out the park all over the place. 40 home, 40-40 mark, faster than anyone in history. Obviously, I said 126 games, best in the previous mark by 21 games, on the verge of becoming a 50-50 player. By the way, they are a half game better than the New York Yankees. We can't ignore that. And then we want to give Aaron Judge credit, and he deserves it, because a 465 on-base percentage is lethal. It's phenomenal, no doubt about it. But you do got Juan Soto batting up behind you. You understand what I'm saying? They can't get around you a little bit. So, I mean, they got to pitch to the brother. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got Soto waiting in the wings. So all of those things facilitate Aaron Judge being who he is. For Ohtani to switch from the Angels and the American League to go to the National League, to be purely a batter, a hitter, and to be smacking it all over the place out of the park. I mean, my God, this dude is special. And let's not forget the adversity, the injury, so he can't pitch. Plus, had a friend stealing money from him and all of that stuff that he had to go through. Ain't stop him from balling. Things have been pretty peaceful throughout Aaron Judge's career. He just got to go up there and hit, okay? Ohtani's had to deal with a lot more. And in the face of adversity, he has performed, and has performed on an elite level while switching teams and leagues.
Excuse me, Stephen A. I have a question.
Is knocking the cover off the ball, and it's not even close. He's the best hitter right now in baseball.
Just look at the OPS plus. I mean, this is historic. I mean, honestly, and he's playing center field, by the way, too.
Now the other thing, though, is when you factor in the base running, though, which, again, OPS plus doesn't really do that.
Yep.
So one of the things I've tried to talk about is BOPS, base running OPS,
sure,
where you take the net stolen bases of right now, he's on pace for 50 stolen bases, 5 caught stealing is Ohtani. That's a net 45 stolen bases. Then the extra bases taken, where you advance where other guys don't, and you look at those numbers, and they get a little bit closer for it.
Well, let me ask you, if Ohtani was playing an everyday position and the physical wear and tear on that, you think he'd have 50 stolen bases?
Maybe not.
But when he was
I don't wanna doubt
pitching,
him.
you know, but it's every 5 days. It was every 5 days. But I think every day. But these are uncharted waters.
He's
either way you look at
player.
it. Yeah, either way you look at it, it's uncharted waters. We haven't seen any of this.